as we take a look at the standings here. Again, they are behind the Celtics by just one game in the loss column. The Bucks, of course, they're clearly at the top with the 1 seed. Keep an eye, though. The Knicks have been surging, playing fantastic basketball of late. But as of right now, the Sixers standing in that 3rd spot in the East, with the Celtics right now struggling of late, sitting with the 2 seed.
All right, let's bring in our NBA analyst, Tim Legler. The Celtics and the Sixers looking up at the Bucks the same way we're looking up at you right now, Tim. I don't know why you decided.
You're a large
Tim, it's like this is the Sixers. Yeah, this is the Sixers and the
I usually
Celtics.
get shrunken. Now they've raised me up. This is what a 6'10" guy feels like. This is awesome.
It's absolutely incredible.
I like this.
We heard Sixers head coach Doc Rivers say that when it comes to the Bucks, there's nothing that you can do that can shake them. What does he mean by that?
I think he means that they're so deep and they have so many guys that have been in big moments in big spots. It doesn't really matter if one guy has an off night. They're not going to get rattled by it. I've heard them described as on a mission. I think that's a good way to put it. I think Giannis Antetokounmpo was devastated that they lost that series to Boston a year ago, and he had to sit home and watch the Celtics represent the East in the final. So he's been driving this team to get back. I love the additions of some of the veterans they brought in. Joe Ingles, Jay Crowder at the top of the list. These are guys that are going to be unflappable in the postseason, a ton of playoff experience, and there's a reason they've always been on good teams. They make guys better because the way they move the ball and the way they can take pressure shots. So I think that's really what you're talking about here, is a team just up and down it. So many guys outside of the stars that can really hurt you in big moments, and that's why, for me, right now, they're the favorite to get to the finals.
The Bucks take on the defending champs, the Warriors, tomorrow night on ABC. With the Warriors, good luck trying to figure this out, and that's why we have you here. Because when you look at what they do at home, they're 27-7. And then on the road, they're 7-26. This is a veteran group. I know they have young guys. Why does this team struggle so much on the road?
Very simple. Defense travels, right? So when you want to go on the road and win, you've got to string together stops because you're not going to shoot the ball necessarily as well in road arenas. So that's when you go in those 3 or 4 minute stretches where you can clamp down. If you go back to their championship teams, the 4 rings they won, the 3 of those years, they were in the top 5 in defensive rating, including finishing 1st, finishing 2nd, finishing 4th. The other year they were 10th, which isn't terrible. Now, they're now 17th in the league. They just don't really do anything to turn up the heat on that end of the floor. They're very small. They're not as deep as they have been in past years. And defensively, they almost look disinterested. What happened last night against Memphis was comical. I wanted to do a breakdown on their defense after the game, and I had a hard time picking the 2 best plays to illustrate it because I had 15 of them written down. And I ended up trying to pick out a couple. It's personnel, it's effort at times, it's scheme at times, you name it. I don't know if this team is bored with the regular season because of 6 finals runs in 8 years. You know, I don't know if that's what
we heard Draymond say that yesterday.
And they're missing Andrew Wiggins. That's a big part of what they do defensively. So this is a team trying to figure it out. But the bottom line is on the road, you've got to be able to play defense to get stops in important moments, and they just can't do it.
How big of a difference? How about this? The Warriors are allowing 12 more points a game on the road than at home. That's the largest by any team since the Baltimore Bullets back in 1966.
Tim Legler doesn't want to come on down from this cloud.
That's right. My 6'10" legs.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.